gotta get in some kind of debt in order to get ahead. Because if you sit there and try to save up $30,000, $40,000, it's gonna take you a long time to get there. You don't have to work 100 hours to save your checks to get that business. Just fix your credit. If it's already fixed, come to us. We're gonna get you that funding. It doesn't matter which business industry that you're in. We're gonna help you get there. You need credit. Like I always say, fix your credit, fund your dreams.
What's up, us? This is your favorite country cousin, JT, back in another video. I'm here with the Barnetts. Their business is called Talk Credit with Us. I know a lot of you all out there have great business ideas you want to start, but your fear is you don't want to invest the money that you saved up. You don't want to tap into your retirement account, but how are you going to fund your business idea? Well, they have a funding company that can assist business owners out there, and I think they can assist aspiring business owners as well. They're going to give us all of the details in this video. So first and foremost, how y'all doing today?
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. How about yourself, JT?
Great. So we talked a little bit offline about it. I want to present it to the people. I know one of y'all clients recently got $40,000 in roughly 40 days, right? Can y'all tell us, I know you can't tell us the personal stuff about who they are and stuff, but can you just tell us about that process? Was this somebody that had a big business? Did they have perfect credit? How were you able to do that for somebody?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, this person was actually a group of guys. They're looking to start actually a dump truck business, honestly. So they don't even have their business started yet. So basically what I did is I took a look at, all three of their credit reports and looked at the strongest one. I'm using that person to get their funding. So they're starting with funding on the personal side first. He met, all the data points, score was over 700, utilization was low, all that good stuff. And then from there, I did a lot of pre-qualifications because right now we're going to think about that. We're just funding him on the personal side. So that 40K in those 40 days is just on the personal side. So we ran through a lot of pre-qualifications to see what kind of cards and what kind of, lines of credit that he could get. And from there, we started accepting offers, right? And so...
All right, so let's slow it down a little bit. You said that they got that on the personal side, but somebody that may not know, what's the difference between getting that 40K on the personal side versus the business side?
Okay, well, so the beautiful thing about getting it on the business side is it's gonna report, but it's not gonna report every 30 days. Your personal is gonna report every 30 days. Okay. If you miss a payment, if you're not on time with your personal, that's gonna ding your credit score.
Okay.
But with your business, you can be a couple of days late on with your business as well.
And it's not gonna show up on your personal credit report, so to say. Yeah. It'll be on, like I said, on the business side, but nobody, here's the thing, when you go get business credit or when you go get personal credit, your business credit does not show up, on your credit report. If you look on Credit Karma or My Free Score Now or any of those, they don't see what you got on your business side. They only see what's on your personal side. So that's the beauty, like you said, you don't.
And that's one thing I had to learn because I used to tell her all the time, it's going to show up on my personal. I'm getting ready to apply for another business, but nah, your business is not going to show up on your personal. So that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. So you could, max that card out if you need to, but that utilization isn't going to affect your utilization as it would on the personal side.
All right. And you said they didn't even have a business yet. So if somebody is watching this, if they as an individual want to go get some money to start a business, they can. But if like just me and my cousins or me and some friends wanted to come together, what do we need to have since we don't need to already be up and running? Do we need an LLC? Do we need an S corp? What do we need if we just want to come together and get some business funding to take idea off the ground?
Okay, so let's go backtrack just a little bit. It's going to start with your personal credit. Like I know people are going to tell you, you got to have good business credit, but I'm here to tell you 90% of lenders are going to be looking at your personal credit. It's going to be what's called a personal guarantee or a personal guarantor. You're going to have good personal credit. You're going to want to have at least 680, but 700 is going to be ideal. 700 credit score. Your utilization needs to be under 10%. You need to have less than 3 inquiries. History on your credit report, at least 4 or 5 years, the longer the better, and so all those points are going to make a key difference on your credit report. No derogatories, too. So if you have any blemishes in that area, credit repair, fixing that stuff, disputing things, that can fix that. And so what
y'all assist with that side too, not to cut you off, but just to,
yes, definitely.
Okay, so like somebody watching this, listening to this, and your credit ain't ideal, the score not right, the stuff that's on it, either you got stuff on it that shouldn't be, or you just don't have enough stuff on it, they can help you with the whole process. Okay, all right, go ahead.
because we've actually gotten people like, people that come to us for funding and then they're not quite ready for funding yet. So what we'll do is we'll take them to the credit repair process, get them there, fund them on the business side, and then we also will help them set up their business to get an LLC. Now, as far as whether you're going to do an LLC, an S corp, sole proprietor, that's going to be between you and your tax person. Like I can't, really tell you that, but like we typically stick with LLCs just to kind of separate because it's, a little easier. And once we get you, your funding done on the personal side, then we'll start looking at your business funding once your business is structured properly.
I want you all to kind of like debunk a myth, really help us mentally understand business funding. I know a lot of my viewers are from the South, the Southeast, and we got a chunk of people from Texas. And traditionally, we were taught, credit is for big stuff, like when you buy a house, when you buy a car. And so a lot of people, when they don't understand about leveraging your credit in order to get funding for your business. Also, a lot of these people, they may say, I never had 40 grand at one time in my entire life. So they kind of don't even believe that it's possible. One, they don't believe that it's legal just because they never had it. So can you kind of educate us on how is it possible? I don't have a business that's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I could get funding just so we can understand that, hey, you guys, is perfectly legal. You're not doing anything wrong. This is how you get up and running. If you don't want to go the slow way, which is sales, which, we cool either way. But I just want you all, can you educate us on that, please?
When it comes to leveraging credit, right? Like we just leveraged some credit as well. Like we just got another dump truck. Mm-hmm. We leveraged $34,000 worth of our credit to get this dump truck. We didn't have to come out of our pocket with now a penny to get this dump truck. Whenever you start these businesses, getting these credit, leveraging these credit is going to be very easy. Like long as your credit score is in place, as long as you got a high possibility, and if you had some debt, get some of that debt down, because like Keisha was saying, they all going to look at your personal profile before you get into this business credit.
Exactly. And like he was saying too, like getting the credit is the easy part because you can work, 70 hours a week if you wanted to, and you're probably not going to save up $30,000 or $40,000 to start that business. It's going to be a lot easier for you to structure your, personal profile properly, get your business set up properly, and go get the business credit. Or if you, don't want to start the business, get the personal credit funding first, and then just leverage it. Like you said, leveraging is the game here. Like, because, the world is built on debt. You know what I mean? Like, that makes the world go round. Like you got to get in some kind of debt in order to get ahead. Like, because if you sit there and try to save up $30,000, $40,000, not saying it's impossible, but it's going to take you a long, long time to get there.
All right. And I got us down this rabbit hole, so I'm going to bring us back. So we were saying, okay, you got them 40K in 40 days. It was 3 friends. You went with whichever one already had his credit in place to get the funding. For those of you all that are watching, if your credit's not in place, they'll help you get your credit in place and then help you as an individual get the funding on the personal side. Then later you could build business credit, or you as a collective, if you want to come together with your spouse, your family, your friends, your whoever. So, okay, the 40 days, like high level, because I got a South Carolina education. If I wanted to come to you and I say, okay, I got a business idea, I need, a couple grand, 10, 20, whatever you can get me to help me get this business off the ground. Am I working all 40 of these days? Like what's going on during these 40 days as far as me, the person that wants to get this funding?
Well, JT, actually, only thing you got to do is these 40 days, you're not really working. We doing the work for you. All you got to do is just set up that consultation. We go over your credit score. Once we look at your credit report and see what's what, we come up with a game plan. Then once we get that game plan going, we just act, and once we act, we doing everything for you in them 40 days.
Exactly. The most you might have to do as a client, check your credit score and make sure you submit the information to us. And really, honestly, other than that, is if I'm, speaking with the banker or helping you or applying for something for you, I might need a confirmation code from your phone or confirmation code from your email. But other than that, it's pretty hands-off. Like you don't have to do anything. We do it all for you from A to Z. The most I need from you is get your personal information so I can know what to do. Like Ty said, get your credit report so we know what we're looking at. And then that's it. Like we look at your inquiries too, because some people come to us and they might have inquiries, from all around. So maybe you might be maxed out on inquiries in Experian in that category. So I'm gonna look for banks in TransUnion. So we're very strategic about that too. So, you know, if you don't know anything about personal credit, you know, you do have 3 personal credit scores: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, right? One person that we just did a couple weeks ago, we probably got him like maybe 5 or 10,000, not a whole bunch, but you know, hey, it's better than nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
His TransUnion was stronger than the other 2. So what I did is I looked for banks strictly in the TransUnion sector that's all they're pulling from. And we funded him from those because I know that we still have to work on the Equifax and work on the Experian. So for those of you out there that might have, you know, one bureau that's better than the others, you can still get funding possibly, but we might be limited on the banks, if that makes sense.
Was that a time thing? Because I know you said, you know, you got this one person 40K, this other person 5 to 10K.
Yeah.
But you guys also help them improve their credit so they can go get more funding as well. Did this person just wanted to move fast, which is why they didn't want to go through the process of improving those other credit scores?
Yeah,
all right.
they want, so some people, like I said, it all depends on their purpose. Like some people, it may not be business funding. They might just need that 5 or 10K to go, you know, start a project around the house or whatever it may be. So it really depends on how much time you have and then
what they're trying to do
and what you're trying to do. So that's kind of how we look at it. And like we said about the people that want to start a business, listen, you don't have to work, you know, 100 hours to save your checks to get that business. Just fix your credit. Or if it's already fixed, come to us. We're going to get you that funding. It doesn't matter which, you know, business, you know, industry that you're in, whether it's hair care, whether it's, you know, trucking, whatever it may be, we're going to help you get there. And like I mentioned too before about making sure your business is properly structured, you know, that includes like the name of your business, the address, all that stuff matters whenever it comes to getting your business funded.
And like we were telling you last time we was on the show, JT, we took a $10,000 credit card, opened up an Airbnb, 3 months ago. So, you know, it can be done.
Yeah.
Do y'all mind sharing how much money y'all made off y'all Airbnb from the time y'all opened it 3 months ago till now?
We made we up at 30,000, up at 30,000.
Right.
So that's the power of it, you guys. Like, so you can get business funding and then put it in an asset, and then man, that paid for itself 3 times over. Yeah. Man, how long you said that y'all had it?
Since we actually opened it January the 1st.
First week of January.
First week of January. Opened it up, you know, been booked. But the thing about, like you said, Jay, is leveraging that credit. We didn't come out of our pocket.
We turned 10,000 to 30,000 in 7 months.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And it's still counting. So, you know, the year ain't over with yet. So you think about that small investment, but it started, like I said, with our personal credit, making sure we were all lined up. Business credit, you know, business profile was set up properly. Went and got that business credit card and, you know.
And when you got that GPS, like, it's so easy to do these things. Like, what we don't know, we don't know. But once we get the right people in our corner, it's easy. It's clockwork.
Exactly.
All right. So I'm gonna make sure I understand it. So if my credit is so, it ain't where it need to be, I come to you all, you help me get my credit where it needs to be, and then we gonna get funding on the personal side. And then maybe later on the business side, if I want to get the business funding. Here's something that I want clarity on for anybody watching as well. Whether I'm getting it on the business side or on the personal side, does that impact how much money I'm gonna get? Do I want to get business funding because they'll give me 100,000 and personal will only give me 20,000? Or can you get large amounts of money on the personal side?
You can get large amounts on both sides, but if I can go back and do it over, I got 100,000 quick in personal credit. But if I would have knew what I knew today, I would have been getting some of that in business credit, a lot of that in business credit. You can get the bigger bag in business credit, I think.
Yeah, you can. And like you said, too, like you would start it over. And but the truth about it is, too, since they're pulling your personal credit, right? When you go, like, say, if we go to a Chase for it and we already have our business set up and we're going to get that business lending, they're going to look at that personal credit and they're going to see, okay, how much funding do they already have on the personal side? Because that does make a difference. Because if all you have is a $300 Capital One card, you know, whoever, one of those small credit cards, they're not going to be, you know, willing to give you a $30,000 business card because you haven't proven to them that you can
handle big credit.
Yeah. So it's important to get that personal side funded up. I mean, you don't have to have the biggest limits over there, but, you know, things over $5,000, a couple cards, you know, over $2,500, $5,000 are going to look better when you go up for business funding because then they're like, okay, they can handle that. I can go ahead and give them a $10,000, $20,000 credit card and then, you know, move on from there.
And the only reason you should have a Capital One or a Credit One if you really just not starting to get your credit right.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing wrong with them, but when you're trying to get these big bags, you don't want to run your score up with these little credit limits.
Yeah. The bigger the limits, the better off you'll be when it comes to business funding.
I heard you say something that really piqued my interest, and I want to highlight it for those of you all listening. You said credit cards. What I like about credit cards is if I'm approved for a credit card, I can use it, I can pay it down, I can use it again. If I got a loan, I got to reapply for a loan over and over and over again. Is it possible for us to get credit cards? I know generally speaking, yes, but more specifically, what I'm asking is, does it just depend on your credit profile if you can get a loan versus a credit card, or is it possible for anybody out there that works with you all to get that credit card? Because really, even if I only got a $5,000-$10,000 limit on a credit card, I got an infinite amount of money. Long as I use it, pay it back, use it again.
Exactly. This is personally what we like to do too. When we're going, so let's say, for example, if we're applying for a personal credit card, you're already going to get an inquiry. We like to try to get multiple products with that one inquiry. So let's say we went to a specific bank, any bank, and we got approved for a $5,000 credit card. I would in return ask that banker, well, since you already pulled my credit, I already have this inquiry, can I use this same inquiry to get a line of credit or a loan? And that in return is going to open up that available credit too. Because sometimes they'll say, yeah, and they'll just approve you for a $15,000, line of credit or a $10,000 loan. And like you said too, the beauty of the credit cards is you are able to pay it and use it again, and it keeps revolving versus that loan, which is an installment. So it really depends on what your purpose is. And you do want to have loans too, not just credit card, because that's a part of your, your credit makeup, the credit mix. So you do want to make sure you do have some loans, some installment loans, some revolving accounts, just to mix it up. So that's not all that you have are credit cards. But it's real important that like I said, you have both, that you can use both, and that you know what you're doing with them.
All right.
You want to try and have 10 positive accounts.
Yeah.
Okay.
A good
mix of them, not just all credit cards.
All right, great. What it sounds like is if I or anybody listening to this video, watching this video, whatever the case may be, if they had an idea of a business that they want to start, they've already researched it either on this channel or just wherever you got the idea from, but finances was holding you up, they can really partner with you guys and really solve that problem and bring their idea to life. So they can leverage personal credit, business credit, get the funding, run the play that they have in their head, pay back the funding, and now have multiple assets. One, you got the credit that's repaired and revolving, or installments if you get the loans, because since you told me we need to have that healthy mix, and you got a business as well. So I definitely think that this is something that we just we're not taught about in school. I don't know, how y'all was raised, but man, my mom ain't, she knew a little bit about credit, but not about how to get no funding. All right. So she knew.
I never heard my mama talk about no credit, JT.
My mama had a mortgage and she had a van payment because she had a lot of kids. But as far as buying a house and buying a car, she ain't fool with credit cards. Yeah.
Because they mostly told us, like, not, that credit is bad. Like, don't get credit. You can only get credit if you're rich, all that kind of stuff. And we know now that's a big myth. You need credit. Credit, like I said, like I always say, fix your credit, fund your dreams. That credit is going to be the funding that you're going to need to do whatever. That dream could be a house, a car, a business, but it's all based on your credit.
Right. They use credit now. They checking credit for everything now. If you go get a rental car, you got to have good credit. If you're trying to buy that house, you got to have a good credit. If you're trying to buy that car, you got to have good credit. So that's why I always say credit is king. I don't care what you're doing today. You got to have the credit.
Exactly. All right. Just putting myself in the shoes of a viewer that may be watching. If I'm somebody that's afraid because I'm like, man, I've never done anything like this before. I don't know, like you said that you got 100K on the personal side. I don't, I ain't watching your pockets. I don't know how much money you ever had before that point, but can y'all just really talk to us about, because a lot of people need this service, but they just so afraid of, man, it don't even sound right to have 100K, 10K, 40K, especially a lot of us that don't come from money. So were y'all ever afraid of getting large amounts of money for yourself? Did y'all ever have any clients that was kind of reluctant about, man, you getting me how much money? Like, how did y'all overcome that?
Yeah, I mean, we really wasn't afraid. Like at the time, we really wasn't even where we at today. We knew the basics about credit. We knew how to apply. Like we didn't know nothing about the pre-approvals.
Yeah.
But you know, just so happened we'll watch a little bit of YouTube University, and we learned about the 10% rule. You know, my wife was like, "Well, we start making these payments before the statement date and keep the credit limit up under 10%. The credit should increase." So the credit started jumping, and we started applying. We didn't have a structure like what we had today.
Exactly. And like I said, yeah, like we weren't like, I wouldn't say scared, but we didn't know, I guess, what to do with it. Like you get that money and we kind of just thought, oh, it's only for emergencies. Not really, we didn't really understand leveraging, I guess, when we first started. When you got like your first 100K in credit, we didn't understand how to leverage it. We were using it just kind of, you know, sparingly or whatever until we really started digging deep and we're like, wait a minute, we can use this to make more money because you got to make your credit work for you.
And one thing that scared me, JT, when I first kind of started getting my business credit cards, I'm asking Keisha, like, I'm thinking they watching when I'm swiping. So for y'all out there, you don't have to necessarily use your business credit card strictly on business.
Yeah, you can use it, like I said, and it's almost smart because I mean, a lot of people, it's the way of their life. They use their business credit to pay for whatever it is on the personal side, as long as you're paying it back. That's the thing about credit, and I think that's the biggest fear that a lot of people have. Like, I think they'll go in debt with it. Can you go in debt? For sure, you can go in debt with anything, but we try to tell people all the time, like, you might have all the cash in the world, you know, but that cash is gonna get you what at the end of the day?
A receipt.
A receipt.
And I was just about to get on that.
Yeah.
So we was on live yesterday with Timothy.
Yeah,
Timothy. We was on live with Timothy yesterday, and I was scratching my leg, and he was saying like credit like a forgiving wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy how I explain, but I'm like, bro, you're right. It is like a forgiving wife, long as you make them payments on time.
Exactly. So making the payments on time it's not gonna, it's only gonna help you because, like I said, when you have, I can go out here with $100,000 worth of cash, I spend it and it's done, right? I don't, nothing's replenishing that. I can have 100K on credit, spend it, pay it back, and guess what? Now I have another 100K. I do it again, they're probably gonna give me 200K because you can go and get a limit increase. So by using that credit, it's going to only, you know, create more credit. So people have to understand that credit is not to be feared. It's only to be feared if you don't understand how to use it. But that's what we're here for, to teach you how to use it properly. When, like Ty always says, when you go into it, have a game plan of knowing what you're going to use this credit for. Don't just only make it for emergencies, you know, use it for things that you need, especially if you're going on a vacation. You might be saving up your cash. That's cool. But spend that credit card, pay it off with the cash that you already had, get your reward points. That's going to probably turn into more cash or another vacation, and just keep using it to, you know, make things better.
All right. That's like, I saw a couple on Facebook posted they had a business debit card. I'm like, why they got ain't nothing wrong with the debit card. I got the business debit cards as well, but though I don't even use those. It's all about the business credit cards. And what I love about credit also, if I got 100,000 in cash, JT, in the bag, I sit that bag down, somebody steals my bag, I'm done. But I drop a credit card with 50, 60,000 on it. Somebody pick it up, they using it. You know, that's gonna get disputed, and they're gonna get your money back. So hey,
the beauty of credit.
The beauty of credit.
Absolutely. So, hey, you guys, they gave us the entire blueprint. So have a plan, a business. If you tuning into this channel, you know, we all about financial literacy, business, investing, stuff like that. So you got your business idea. Now you need to fund your business idea. But instead of digging in your pocket or going to your 401k plan and dealing with all of the tax penalties and all of that other stuff, something that we didn't touch on is when you get this business funding, it's tax-free because you got to pay that money back. It's not like if you tapped into your 401k plan to fund your dream, or that money is already taxed by the time it gets to your paycheck, and then you're going to try to put what's left in that business as well. So you getting a tax-free amount of money to go create an asset that's going to make you even more money as well. So you start off with that idea, do your research on it. Okay, I'm going to do XYZ business. This is how it's going to work. I need the money, right? You're going to tap in with Talk Credit with us. They're going to help you get your credit straight, either on the personal or the business side, just depending on where you at. You can come as an individual. You can come as a group. You can have a business. You can be an aspiring business owner. So the steps are book a consultation, correct?
First step.
And if you're a couple, we do have a couple specials.
Yeah, so like I said, book that consultation, let us look at your credit, and let's go from there. Like I said, fix your credit, fund your dreams. If your credit's already fixed, let's get ready to fund your dreams. You know, it's nothing to it. Just like I said, the first step is actually that consultation, because a lot of people are afraid, you know, but there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing that, you know, can't be fixed or whatever. So just, you got to start somewhere.
All right. I'm really big on telling you guys watching this channel. I don't want this channel to just be another channel that you watched the video, it sounded good, and then you went on and watched 100 other videos on YouTube. That's not going to change your life. You're going to end up being what I like to call an information hoarder. So you know about these 45 businesses because you watched all these YouTube videos, you know about credit, but you never did anything to improve your life. So I challenge you all, if I'm not mistaken, the consultations are what, free or how much money?
No, yeah, free consultation.
Free. All right, so they don't cost nothing.
Only thing will cost them is $1 to run their credit score.
Yeah, that's it. And that's a free trial. And like you said too, JT, you know, once you do that consultation, we're going to go through everything you need. Like maybe you don't need credit repair. Maybe you just need like a credit enhancement to boost your credit. We've got ways to boost your credit 10, 20, 30 points to get you over that threshold where you need to be. So it may not need, you know, you may not need the credit repair. You might just need to get your credit boosted. And then from there, we're going to come up with a strategy on how we're going to get you $30,000 in the next 30 days or $40,000 in the next 40 days with, bank A, bank B, bank C. We've got that all mapped out for you.
Yeah, and I know some people might feel like they're not there yet financially. And if you feel like that, we do have ebooks as well. We can put out about 5 ebooks as well,
yeah.
That will help you kind of get there until you're ready to get the credit repair.
All right. So, hey, you guys, take action. It costs you nothing to book the consultation. It costs you $1 to pull your credit so that way you can see what's on it, they can see what's on it, and you can create an action plan to fund your dream. Like she said, leverage your credit to fund your dream. Till next time, so I'm a hustler, stay hustling. JT Automations, I'm gone.